The Whispering Woods. The village of Greenwood, nestled on the outskirts of an ancient forest, lived in an uneasy peace with the vast wilderness that bordered it. The villagers, a mix of old families rooted in traditions and newcomers drawn by tales of the forest's magic, led simple lives, their days marked by the rhythms of nature. Ella, a young girl with a curious spirit and a heart as vast as the sky, felt the call of the woods. Unlike her peers who heeded the warnings to steer clear of the deeper, darker parts of the forest, Ella was drawn to it, enchanted by its mysteries. Her grandmother Mira, a revered guardian of the village's lore, had told her tales of the spirits that dwelled within, guardians of ancient secrets and protectors of the land. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of fire, Ella ventured beyond the village's safety. The woods welcomed her, the trees whispering secrets on the wind, leaves rustling underfoot like hushed conversations. In a clearing where the moonlight danced upon the ground, Ella first heard the voice, a soft melodic hum that seemed to call her name, guiding her deeper into the heart of the Greenwood, the hidden glade. Following the ethereal melody, Ella found herself in a meadow she'd never seen before, a hidden jewel of the forest where the moon shone brightest. In the center, a creek babbled, its waters clear and sparkling under the moonlight, surrounded by flowers that glowed with an otherworldly light. It was here that Ella encountered the Fae, a being of light and shadow whose beauty was as terrifying as it was mesmerizing. The Fae spoke of the bond between the village and the forest, a pact forged generations ago, now fraying at the edges. Humanity's encroachment and the fading of old beliefs threatened the balance, risking the wrath of the forest and the loss of its protection. Ella, heart-pounding with fear and awe, listened as the Fae tasked her with a quest. To find the Heartstone, a mythical gem said to hold the essence of the forest's magic. Only with the Heartstone could the bond be renewed and disaster averted. The task was daunting, but Ella felt a surge of determination. This was more than an adventure, it was a calling. The quest begins. With the first light of dawn, Ella set out on her quest, armed with nothing but her wits and the cryptic clues the Fae gave. The village was still asleep and unaware of the journey ahead and the fate that hung in the balance. Her path took her through parts of the forest she had never dared to explore, where the trees grew tall and ancient, and the air hummed with unseen energy. Along the way, Ella encountered creatures of legend, whispering willows that offered cryptic advice, mischievous sprites that tested her resolve, and wise old owls that watched her progress with knowing eyes. Each encounter and challenge brought Ella closer to understanding the true nature of the bond between the village and the forest. She realized that the magic of the Greenwood was not just in the creatures that dwelled within, or the ancient spells that protected it, but in the harmony of all living things, a delicate balance that needed to be preserved. The heart of the forest. Deeper into the forest, where the canopy blotted out the sky and the ground was soft with millennia of fallen leaves, Ella discovered the ruins of an ancient temple. Overgrown with ivy and moss, the stones whispered of a time when the bond between humans and the forest was celebrated and revered. It was here, in the heart of the temple, that Ella found the Heartstone. The gem, pulsing with a gentle light, lay protected by a barrier of thorns and vines as if the forest was testing her resolve. Drawing upon everything she had learned on her journey, Ella reached out, her intentions pure, her heart open. As her fingers brushed against the Heartstone, a rush of energy flowed through her, a connection so profound that tears sprang to her eyes. Visions of the forest's past, the pact made, and the peace that had once reigned filled her mind. She understood now what needed to be done. The return. With the Heartstone safely in her possession, Ella returned to the village. The journey back was fraught with peril, as if the forest itself was reluctant to part with the gem. But Ella pressed on, driven by a newfound purpose. Her return to the village was met with disbelief and wonder. The Heartstone, long thought to be a myth, was proof of the magic surrounding them, a tangible link to their shared history with the forest. Ella spoke of her journey, the creatures she met, and the lessons she learned. She talked about the balance of nature and the importance of respecting the pact that had protected them for generations. The villagers listened, captivated by her tale, their hearts stirred by the realization that the magic of the Greenwood was not just a tale of old, but a living, breathing presence that demanded their respect and care. Together, they renewed the pact with the forest, a ceremony of unity and promise, under the watchful eyes of the creatures of the wood. The Heartstone, placed at the heart of the village, pulsed with a gentle light, a beacon of hope and a reminder of the delicate balance between humanity and the natural world. The awakening. In the days following the renewal of the pact, a subtle change swept through Greenwood. The villagers, once indifferent to the whispers of the forest, began to notice its call. The crops flourished as if blessed, and the wild animals ventured closer, no longer shadowed by fear. Now revered as the guardian of the Heartstone, Ella found herself at the center of this transformation. Her connection to the forest deepened, allowing her to understand its needs and desires. It was a symbiotic relationship, with Ella guiding the villagers in sustainable living practices that honored the forest's generosity. One evening, under a canopy of stars, the forest spirits appeared to Ella, expressing their gratitude and offering her a gift: the ability to communicate with the natural world. This gift, a rare bond shared by the guardians of old, opened Ella's eyes to the depth of the forest's magic, revealing secrets long forgotten by the villagers. The challenge. As Greenwood thrived, word of its prosperity spread, drawing the attention of outsiders. Among them was a merchant driven by greed, who sought to exploit the forest's resources. His arrival began a new challenge for Ella and the villagers, testing the strength of their renewed pact. With his honeyed words and promises of wealth, the merchant tempted some of the villagers, sowing discord and doubt. Ella, sensing the threat to the harmony they had worked so hard to achieve, stood firm against his advances, her resolve unshaken. The conflict reached its peak one night when the merchant, frustrated by his failure to sway the village, ventured into the forest with the intent to take what he believed was rightfully his. Protective of its guardians, the forest unleashed a storm, trapping the merchant in a maze of illusions, each step taking him further from his goal. The reckoning. The morning after the storm, the villagers found the merchant at the edge of the forest, weary and defeated. The experience had changed him, stripping away his greed and leaving in its place a newfound respect for the forest and its guardians. Understanding the power of forgiveness and second chances, Ella welcomed the merchant back to the village, not as an adversary but as a member of their community. His transformation served as a reminder of all of the dangers of greed and the strength found in unity and respect for the natural world. In the following weeks, the merchant, using his connections, helped spread the tale of Greenwood and its pact with the forest. The story, a beacon of hope, inspired others to look at their own relationship with the environment, sparking a movement of conservation and respect for nature. The Festival of Leaves. To celebrate the harmony between the village and the forest, Ella proposed a festival, a day to honor the natural world and the spirits that dwelled within it. The Festival of Leaves, as it came to be known, was a spectacle of color and joy, with the villagers and forest creatures coming together in celebration. The festival featured games, storytelling, and a feast of forest bounties shared among all. The highlight was the Dance of Unity, where villagers and spirits danced together, their movements telling the story of their shared history and renewed bond. As the festival drew to a close, with lanterns floating on the creek and music filling the air, a sense of peace settled over Greenwood. It was a moment of perfect harmony, a testament to the village's journey and the enduring magic of the forest. The legacy. In the years that followed, the story of Greenwood and its guardian of the Heartstone became legend. Ella, her name synonymous with courage and harmony, continued to lead the village, her wisdom shaping generations. The Heartstone, its light a constant presence, stood as a symbol of the pact between humanity and the natural world, a reminder of the balance that must be maintained. The forest, once a place of mystery and fear, became a sanctuary, its magic a source of strength and inspiration for all who dwelled within its embrace. As Ella grew old, she knew that the time had come to pass on her legacy. She chose a young guardian who showed the same curiosity and love for the forest that she once did. With the passing of the Heartstone, Ella entrusted the future of Greenwood and its pact with the forest to the next generation, confident in the knowledge that the harmony they had achieved would endure. The new guardian. The young guardian, Lila, accepted the Heartstone with a mix of awe and trepidation. Under Ella's tutelage, she learned the language of the trees and the whispers of the wind, her connection to the forest deepening with each passing day. Lila's youthful energy and curiosity breathed new life into the village, inspiring others to explore the wonders of the natural world. The shadow in the woods. But tranquility was not to last. A shadow crept through the woods, a blight that sickened the trees and darkened the waters. Lila, determined to protect her home, ventured into the heart of the forest, seeking the source of the corruption. Her journey was fraught with challenges, testing her resolve and her bond with the forest. The ancient guardian. Deep within the forest, Lila discovered the source of the blight, an ancient guardian, twisted by time and forgotten by the villagers. This guardian, once a protector of the forest, had succumbed to loneliness and despair, its pain manifesting as the blight. Lila, recognizing the guardian's suffering, offered her friendship and understanding, healing the wounds of the past. The restoration. Together, Lila and the ancient guardian worked to reverse the blight, their combined powers nurturing the forest back to health. The waters cleared, the trees flourished, and the animals returned. The forest once again a vibrant sanctuary. The village celebrated this victory, their bond with the forest stronger than ever, a testament to Lila's courage and compassion. The call of the beyond. As peace returned to Greenwood, Lila felt a new call, a whisper from beyond the forest's edge. Driven by a desire to explore and connect with the wider world, she embarked on a journey, leaving the safety of the village behind. Her travels revealed the diversity of the natural world, each encounter teaching her new ways to live in harmony with the environment. The City of Stone. Lila's journey led her to a city of stone, a place where nature had been forgotten, buried under concrete and smoke. Here she faced her greatest challenge, awakening the hearts of those who had lost their connection to the natural world. With patience and kindness, she planted seeds of change, transforming barren rooftops into gardens and inspiring the city dwellers to remember the beauty of the earth. The return. With her mission in the city complete, Lila returned to Greenwood, her heart full of stories and her spirit enriched by her experiences. She found the village thriving, the pact with the forest stronger than ever, and the Heartstone shining brightly, a beacon of hope and harmony. The Festival of the World. Inspired by her journey, Lila proposed a new festival that celebrated not just the forest but the entire natural world. The Festival of the World brought together people from far and wide, sharing knowledge, traditions, and ways of living in harmony with nature. It was a fusion of cultures, a celebration of diversity and unity under the canopy of the earth. The legacy continues. As years passed, Lila's adventures became legends, her teachings woven into the fabric of the village. The Heartstone, now known across the lands, drew visitors to Greenwood, each seeking to learn the secrets of living in harmony with nature. Lila, ever humble, knew that her legacy was not her own but a continuation of the bond between humanity and the natural world. The Heartstone's whisper. Lila felt the Heartstone's call in her twilight years, a gentle whisper urging her to pass on its guardianship. She chose a young child who had shown a deep love for the creatures of the forest and a curiosity for the mysteries of the natural world. With the passing of the Heartstone, Lila entrusted the future of Greenwood and its sacred pact to a new generation. Her heart at peace, knowing that the harmony between humanity and nature would endure for years to come. A legacy honored. In the soft glow of dawn, Lila stood at the edge of the ancient forest, her eyes tracing the silhouette of towering trees against the awakening sky. Decades had passed since the village's pivotal stand to save these woods, and under her watchful guidance, the harmony between nature and the people of the village had flourished. Today, the forest is not just a sanctuary for countless species, but a testament to the power of unity and the indomitable spirit of the earth. Lila's thoughts wandered to the past, to the moments of fear and hope that had defined their struggle. She remembered the feel of the ancient bark under her palms, the whispers of the leaves that spoke in a language only she could understand. Those days were filled with magic that had not diminished with time but had grown, woven into the fabric of the village life. As the village elder, Lila had dedicated herself to nurturing this bond, teaching the younger generations the language of the trees, the songs of the streams, and the dance of the wind. But more than the magic, she taught them respect and love for the natural world, principles that had ensured the village's prosperity and the forest's rejuvenation. Today, however, was different. There was a sense of urgency in the air, a whisper of change that stirred the leaves with anticipation. Lila knew her time as the guardian of these woods was nearing its end, and the responsibility would soon pass to hands younger and eager. Her heart swelled with pride and a tinge of melancholy as she thought of her grandchildren, Arya and Finn, born of the forest's magic and her lineage. It was they who would carry forward the legacy, they who must face the challenges the future held. Lila turned from the forest, her gaze sweeping over the village as it came to life with the morning light. Thatched roofs glistened with dew, smoke curled from chimneys, and the laughter of children filled the air. This village, her home, stood as a beacon of hope, living proof that when humanity and nature stand together, they can turn the tide of destiny. Today, she would begin the most crucial lesson, preparing Arya and Finn for their roles in the continuing story of the Greenwood. New roots. Arya and Finn, twins born under the canopy of the Greenwood, shared a bond with each other and the very essence of the forest itself. On this day, as they ventured beyond the familiar trails and into the heart of the woods, a sense of adventure pulsed through their veins. The forest greeted them like old friends, the ground soft under their feet, the air filled with the scent of moss and wildflowers. Their journey took them deeper than they had ever gone, where the light filtered through the leaves in emerald beams, and the trees stood so tall and ancient, their crowns lost to the sky. In a clearing bathed in sunlight, it was here that they stumbled upon a mystery that would change their lives. Nestled in the roots of a giant oak, they found an object that seemed out of place, a stone smooth and iridescent, pulsing with an inner light. As they touched it, a connection formed, a surge of energy that spoke of ancient magic and untold stories. The forest had entrusted them with a secret, a piece of its heart, and a responsibility they could not yet fully understand. This discovery marked the beginning of a new chapter for Arya and Finn. The stone was not just a relic of the past, it was a key to the future, a guide to understanding the deeper mysteries of the Greenwood. As they made their way back to the village, the weight of their find heavy in their hands, they knew that their lives were about to intertwine with the forest's destiny in ways they could never have imagined. Silas's vision. Silas, the son of Ethan, had grown up on the edge of two worlds, one of technology and progress, the other of magic and nature. These seemingly opposing forces found harmony in him, a balance that fueled his vision for the future. In the heart of the village, he unveiled his latest project, a culmination of years of innovation and collaboration with the Guardians of the Greenwood. It was a system designed to integrate the village's infrastructure with the natural energy flows of the forest, harnessing renewable resources without harming the delicate ecosystem. Solar panels that mimicked the efficiency of leaves, wind turbines that turned with the grace of dancing branches, and water purification systems inspired by the natural filtration of the earth. Silas's presentation drew a crowd, a mix of villagers and forest beings, all curious about this endeavor that promised to bridge their worlds. Yet despite the brilliance of his designs and the potential for a new era of sustainability, doubts lingered. The scars of the past, when the greed of humans had nearly destroyed the Greenwood, were not easily forgotten. Undeterred, Silas spoke with passion and conviction, his words painting a picture of a future where technology did not conquer but coexisted, where the village could grow and thrive without sacrificing the magic that made it unique. His vision was not just about saving the environment, it was about reshaping how humanity interacted with the world, a testament to the belief that the most remarkable advancements came from harmony, not conquest. The path ahead was fraught with challenges, but for the first time, the possibility of a world where magic and technology worked hand in hand seemed within reach. The journey to bring his vision to life was beginning, but Silas was ready, guided by the wisdom of the forest and the innovative spirit of his lineage.